Hello, my name is Kieran Ramsey. I'm the special agent in charge of the Portland field office for the FBI. On 9/11, I was a young agent assigned to the Seattle field office, having only been in the FBI for just under 3 years at that time. So I turned on the TV and I watched what millions of Americans were watching at the time, that being the burning tower, the North Tower. And as we were talking, about 3 minutes later or 4 minutes later, I watched in horror with the TV going as the South Tower was impacted. And as we were coming down into the area, there were people lined up with flags and with signs supporting all the first responders there. But it kind of changed as you almost rounded the corner and you could see everything there. My team was initially set up around the perimeter of Ground Zero, and we were literally assigned to look in trucks as they were bringing out debris from Ground Zero to look for human remains and personal effects and anything else that stood out to us. Just finding those little things, and the whole time you're wondering, did this person survive or did they not? When we were there, for as much activity that was going on, there was major construction equipment moving things. There were literally thousands of police and firefighters and first responders. There were tons of volunteers, but it was still quiet. There was this weird sense of quiet. And I just remember thinking, there were literally tens of thousands of people around here at this mass casualty, terrorist attack site, and yet you could hear a pin drop when they called for silence. Later, about a week or two into it, we were switched out to the Fresh Kills landfill in Staten Island. There, they were again having people go through the debris, literally raking it by hand. With shovels and rakes and the like, again looking for human remains, personal effects, what have you, alongside NYPD, FDNY, and other government personnel that were there assigned to help. I came off the plane from 9/11 after having been there, and one of the first things I told my wife was we needed to have kids, and she thought I was crazy. She looked at me like, are you okay? I'm like, no, but I just saw the absolute worst in humanity. We need to start having kids so that the world is populated by good people that would never, ever do something like that or allow something like that to happen. And the second time we went, the woman was talking about how first responders were at Fresh Kills and they kept having to get new boots because their boots were melting. Well, I was one of those people. When I was there, my boots, it was the weirdest thing. I noticed my soles were feeling, or my feet were sliding, and whatever it was had burned through my Tyvek suit, and then it burned through the soles of my boots. And it just made me really, really emotional. And it's one of the few times I think my kids have seen me cry. You knew that this was something that, again, it would be altering for anybody. And I think there's no doubt that anybody that was alive at that time, whether you were from New York or Washington, or whether you were in law enforcement, let alone in the FBI, that it didn't affect you, in the most personal and emotional way.